A letter to my 10-year-old self. Dear 10-year-old Jody, first off, let me start by saying you survive. That's right, against all odds. Including that one time you thought it was a great idea to try heroin. Spoiler! It wasn't. But you made it. And while I'd love to tell you that life gets easier, I feel obligated to inform you that it'll actually get a lot more complicated before it gets better. But in the kind of way that makes you laugh in hindsight, most of the time. Seeing as I have you with me, let's address a few critical points. First, stop trying to impress people who wouldn't notice if you spontaneously combusted. You're wasting valuable energy that could be better spent learning something useful, like how to cook eggs with one hand, or how to avoid accidentally eating an entire bag of chips in one sitting. Trust me, the latter skill will save you more dignity than you realize. Second, about those questionable fashion choices. Look, I know you think you're a trendsetter, and in a way, you are, just not really in the cool way. Not yet. No one remembers your attempt to wear sunglasses indoors because you thought it made you look mysterious. Except maybe that one guy who asked if you were okay. Stick to timeless classics. Or better yet, embrace that awkward phase. Because one day you'll laugh about it. Often, loudly. Also, let's talk about relationships. Remember that one person you swore was your soulmate? Newsflash, they were not. But don't worry. Every heartbreak is a lesson. Even if that lesson is just don't date a sociopath. You'll eventually figure out what you don't want, which will help you find what you do want. Plus, there's a yoga instructor in your future. Yes, yoga. You'll like it. Don't argue with me. Speaking of arguments, don't waste time fighting with people who clearly don't know how to argue back. It's like trying to explain calculus to a potato. It's not worth it. Instead, save your energy for intellectual battles with people who will challenge you, not drain you. Spoiler! These battles will mostly take place in Facebook comment threads. Now about your career, 10-year-old Jody. You have talent. But instead of procrastinating and waiting for the perfect time, just dive in. Your future self will thank you and possibly curse you for the late nights. But hey, success doesn't happen while binge watching TV, except for that one time you made a video about procrastination. Yeah, that one slaps. Oh, and don't worry so much about what other people think. Seriously, they're all too busy worrying about themselves. In fact, some of the coolest things you'll do in life will come from moments when you said, screw it, I'm doing this for me. Keep that attitude, it'll serve you well. Finally, remember to laugh. Laugh when things go right, and especially when they go wrong. Because, let's face it, sometimes life is just plain ridiculous. Like how your cat Sabbath brings you headless birds as a gift. Yes, you'll have a cat. And no, I don't need to explain the bird thing further. You'll figure it out. So keep your chin up, your heart open, and your sense of humor intact. And for the love of everything, please wear sunscreen. Sincerely, your older and slightly wiser self. P.S. Don't eat the gas station sushi. Trust me.